Hello guys, welcome to another episode. Today I'm here with an amazing neurosurgeon. His name is Dr. Okoli. We're going to be finding out his journey about neurosurgery and how he balances medicine and life. Do share, like and subscribe, and come and join me as we go and have a conversation with him to find out about this topic. Dr. Okoli, thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to have this conversation. Now,
You're
before
welcome.
I start with all these scientific questions, I just want to know, what do you love to do for fun?
I laugh a lot.
Okay.
Anything that makes me to laugh is wonderful for me. I grab it and then it lifts my spirit.
Yeah.
I love spending time with my family. They're the biggest and the sweetest thing that I have. At the end of the day, going home is what I look out for. Chat with them, that hug, I can't replace it with anything. It's more fulfilling to me than any other thing. But the home is the primary thing that makes me to relax.
Now I just want to find out about you. I mean, you are a neurosurgeon. Can you just tell us what exactly a neurosurgeon does on a day-to-day?
Multiple functions. A neurosurgeon, okay, you can split that word into two. Neuro and surgeon. And surgeon is what everybody understands, somebody who does an operation. And the neuro side defines the specific type of surgery that I do as a neurosurgeon. So I operate on the brain and on the spine. That's essentially what I do. And that's what defines my career. I see patients with neurological diseases, but more narrowly, those that require an operation. So it may sound to somebody who is looking at it from outside, but if it's stressful, I wouldn't be here, I wouldn't be doing it. But for everything in life, actually, that you enjoy, there's some element of stress about it, but it's something that you don't know that is there. I wouldn't consider my job as being stressful. I enjoy it.
That's beautiful.
I love it. And that is why I have sustained this effort for 20-something years as a neurosurgeon.
Wow. Now tell us about that journey, that 20-something years. What inspired you to choose neurosurgery?
My journey into neurosurgery was actually after the medical school.
Oh.
Because when I was in medical school, I wanted to be a urologist.
Okay.
But when I went for my internship in a military hospital, there was no neurosurgeon in that hospital. And we had patients that would keep on offloading, that would keep on looking for where to send with neurological diseases. And then that was what kickstarted my interest.
Wow.
I felt that there were not many. There was paucity of those who have the ability to give that service. And that's what excited me. And I decided that after this, I want to go into this field.
And how long was that training?
Oh, I spent 5 years training.
After the normal?
After the normal 6 years.
That's a lot of years. That's a lot of years, but that's very interesting. I've had a few interviews with certain doctors and they've been explaining the number of years of study. So that means you really need to be very focused as well.
Yeah, the journey on both sides as a general practitioner is long. 6 years is quite long. For other professions, at 6 years you already have your master's degree or probably your PhD. But in order to get a Bachelor of Medicine, you're spending 6 years. It's quite a stretch.
Yeah, going to training, the demands and all of that, how does that affect your work and life balance?
As a trainee, you are in a situation where your time does not belong to you, except that probably that 1 month of leave that you're given officially, because you're a junior trainee, you're just in training, so you're dependent on your consultants or your head of department. And sometimes you want to take in a leave and they will tell you, okay, no, you take it next month or you take it 2 months down the line.
Yeah.
Those adaptations, everybody goes through those adaptations, but eventually you get used to it. But when you become after that phase, now you're working on your own. You're able to now adapt your work and life, your work and family. Because you need that balance.
Yeah, you do.
The family need you, you need your family. You need your health also.
You need your health as well. Yes.
So that's the adaptation I've made in order to have that balance in life.
Now, I wanted to find out something from you. Obviously, now you are working professionally. You're no longer working in the state or for someone else. If a medical doctor that was perhaps wanting to tune in or switch to neurosurgery, what would be some of the most highlights that they need to be aware of before they decide to take neurosurgery as a profession?
First of all, I found it fulfilling, and I will encourage him. It's just that what is fulfilling to me may not be fulfilling to another person.
Yeah.
But if any junior person comes and expresses interest and want to get into neurosurgery, I will have no reservation in saying, please jump into it. And the highlights of it is that it is rewarding as long as you're able to work hard. And working hard does not mean that you have to work for 24 hours. There's that element of dedication that comes with it. And with that element of dedication is the love for the job. And that is the key thing. You enjoy doing it. Even though the younger people don't define it as calling now, but in our own time, you say that this is a calling.
That's very interesting, doctor. And I mean, from that point of view, from what you're saying, I can just imagine how you manage, especially dealing with very critical cases like that. How do you, especially when it's very, obviously most of your cases are usually very traumatic, how do you balance communication of news to the patient and making sure that their well-being is being taken care of while you're also taking care of yourself?
Over time, you develop the skill to be able to explain to a patient what you need to do, how you have to do it, how the brain is going to be saved despite what you are doing. So if you look over there, there's some skeleton over there that helps me to explain to the patient, that this is what I'm going to do, or you get pictures, and it helps to relax them also. And often it's also important to get the family involved. A lot of people also want their family to be involved.
Yes.
And this doctor said that he's going to operate on my brain.
That's very intense, doc. Like, I'm getting chills already from what you're saying, and I can just imagine, especially being a patient, and you're going to open my head, but it's also a trust and a faith thing as well.
To a light degree, yes. To a light degree, yes. Especially to the community that we serve. But the more educated a person is, I find that they are more understanding and appreciative of what you need to do. Yes. Yes, and
No, you've also answered my question, because I was going to ask you, from a patient point of view, how do you make sure that your patients understand? And I'm loving that you're saying you're educating the patient before. I had a friend in varsity who had a brain tumor. Unfortunately, she's late. I remember when we took her to the hospital, and that doctor, I believe it was a neurosurgeon, because at that time I was still in my second year, they just told the parents, and I was just standing there, that we just opened the brain and we're going to do some things. And it was just listening to that explanation. My ears were mute. I didn't even hear anything. And the educational side of things is very important. And I'm assuming that a lot of patients, for them to see you, they need to come through a referral. I can't just walk in and say, I want to see a neurosurgeon.
No, they do. They do. The level of awareness, you'd be surprised that somebody has headache. He's already Googled. He's already read it up, and he's able to map out his symptoms and attach it to several things and decide that I need to see a neurosurgeon, I need to see a neurologist. So increasingly, that awareness is there, that people walk in and say, look, this is the symptom I have, I think I have this.
What's the difference between what you do as a neurosurgeon and a neurologist from a basic user who's maybe listening and they don't understand the difference?
Okay, a neurologist is a physician that treats diseases of the nerves, the brain, the spinal cord, the nerves. And a physician means the doctor who doesn't operate.
Okay.
Yes, but a neurosurgeon is one who operates on diseases of the same systems.
What do you think is the future of neurosurgery, especially in alignment with technology?
Yes, I wish I began today as a neurosurgeon, because the future that we are seeing, especially with AI and robotics, it makes me jealous of those who are going to come after us.
Wow.
Because those terrain blows your mind. It is quite exciting. It's just like when we started with stereotaxis in neurosurgery. This is also technology.
Okay.
And we were so excited. Those who were before us, I mean, they couldn't imagine it. They wished they had their hands on this thing some years before the time it arrived. Now it came to my time, and now AI is taking over everything. And it's quite exciting that tomorrow I may not need to be in theater in order to do an operation. I may have the facilities, just like the way a camera is set up here, and I stay in my office, and then there's a patient in theater, and then I can remotely do this.
So working from home.
You can say so. So it's quite exciting what tomorrow holds. I wish I'll be there always to see the future.
But I really appreciate you taking this time for this interview. You are very calm, doctor. You are very calm. And I like that, because I'm feeling very calm. I'm not a patient, and I can just imagine when a patient is sitting and they're consulting with you, your spirit is already very warm. And I love it.
Oh, thank you for
I really
saying
love
that.
it. I really love it. There you have it, guys. We had an amazing interview with Dr. Ben Okoli, and we got to hear about his journey and some of the challenges that neurosurgeons face and the fun part of what he does. If you like this type of content, don't forget to share, to like and subscribe. And if you want to reach out to Dr. Okoli, we're going to share all the details of his practice. Stay tuned, and we'll see you on the next episode.